What it do? It's your boy CEO Dylan. Make sure y'all stay tuned. Follow me on Instagram at P4PrinceDylan. I'm out here with that boy Pastor Peart. We just did an episode for a real talk show. Man, it's gonna be a crazy episode, so make sure y'all stay tuned and follow us on Instagram.
We out here with another episode, man. It's real talk, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Listen, without further ado, the podcast is back. And I got a good friend of mine. Known him for about, 6-7 years. And ever since I met this dude, man, he's been locked in. He's been focused. He makes time for fun, but he also makes time for business. And that's why I respect him the most. None other than my boy, CEO Dylan.
Man, I appreciate you, Pastor Peart, man. I'm glad to be in Miami right now, man. I couldn't miss this opportunity to come sit down and talk to you, man. And just, I feel honored. And that intro, man, like, that means a lot to me, man. Appreciate that.
Nah, it's all love, bro. It's all love, man. So, hey, let's get into it, man. So, further ado, man, for some people who don't know who you are, man, let people know like your journey and how you got started into doing business, started into fashion, selling jewelry, all that type of stuff.
Man, it all started when I was about 17 years old, but before I even start there, I want to start back to where I'm from. So a lot of people might not know me, but I was born in Cameroon. This is a country in Central Africa. A lot of y'all know about Nigeria and stuff, so my country is right below Nigeria. We're like neighbors, just like Mexico and the USA. You could drive there. I was born there, raised there. I moved to the US when I was about 11 years old. Moved to Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama, where we met. And when I got here to the United States, you know, being from Africa and having African parents, the only thing that I knew was school. Like, that's what my parents put in me. That's the only thing I had an option to do. The only option I had was go to school. And so I started being a student first, going to school. But about the age of 17, I realized that school was like something that I didn't have a passion for. And a lot of people don't have a passion for school, but they still go through it because it's like a stepping stool, right? But for me, I felt like school was holding me back. And that's when I made the decision that, you know what, I'm just going to focus on business. And 2017, I started a clothing brand called Bigger Dreams. It wasn't really made for just fashion. It was really an inspirational brand to inspire people to go after your dreams. I felt like I was a kid from a small city, a small country, but I had a lot of big dreams, and I didn't really know how I was going to achieve them, but I wanted people to know that it's okay to go after your dreams, and my clothing brand was a symbol of that. And after, going through the clothing phase and just doing that for about a year or two, I got introduced to the stock market by my brother, Andrew, and since then it's really been like business for me, and I knew that school was really not an option no more. And I don't say this to discourage people from going to school. I feel like school is a great tool, but some of us, we don't necessarily want to go after school because we see a bigger and better future somewhere else, right? And school might be just like an upset.
So speaking about school and business, do you think nowadays in 2023 school needs to be teaching like kids and teenagers more about business?
Absolutely. I feel like business should be a foundation of school as well, or education, which is not really. Like in high school, I didn't learn anything about business. College, I ended up switching my major my senior year. I started off a civil engineer, and after like 4 years of that, I realized that wasn't for me, so I switched to business. And that's when I really started learning more about like finances and how to be a boss. And I feel like it's important for people to learn that, even if you don't want to pursue it, but at least it gives you a perspective on how business is.
Yeah, because business is very important. And I think kids should invest in themselves. Of course, it's cool to learn math and science and English, but the real topic that most kids need to learn is business, because we can take that anywhere in life.
Right.
You know what I mean? Explain to me how important ownership is to you.
To me, ownership is very important because I look at ownership as two things, right? I can help other people make money. So being an owner, I can employ people, I can give people opportunities.
Right.
And secondly, I have freedom, right? I'm able to make decisions without having to call nobody and like reach out to my boss and see.
Like financial freedom.
Right, financial freedom. I have more time now, and I can, put more eggs in other baskets because I have this financial freedom and this time freedom because of business.
And that's an important key, you feel me? So since you was raised in Alabama, we got to talk about a subject. It happened too long. I think it happened last month. You heard about the Montgomery Brawl?
Yeah, right. The cheers.
With the chairs and stuff like that. So being raised in Huntsville, Alabama, can you explain to the world, like, there's parts of Alabama that are extremely racist, though?
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to be careful.
Honestly, it's like, it's sad. It sounds really bad, but I got used to it over the years because it's like the norm out there. Like, being from Alabama, there are a lot of, Caucasian people that respect black people and, love black people for who they are. But there are also a lot of people that, like, are disgusted by black people. And you can tell, like, their facial reactions, the way they talk to you, the way they look at you.
Right.
And honestly, if you live in Alabama, you gotta realize that that's what comes with it, and you can't let them trick you out of your position. Like, you can't let them make you do like something crazy like the brawl. I do respect those people for standing up for themselves, but some of them went to jail and other things happened that might affect them in the future. So you gotta just have tough skin, honestly, because Alabama is one of the most racist states in in the United States. And not only that, there are a lot of people that don't like black people, so you're gonna have to deal with that. You're gonna
see black folks that don't like black folks,
right? Like, honestly, there are a lot of them too. Like, and I don't know how they got to that point, but I mean,
hang around the white folks.
I can't say black people are perfect, because we as a race have to do better as well. And
right.
So far, like, I see some positivity, but we still have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, we got a lot of work to do. But shout out to the black folks who grabbed the chairs.
Yep.
And who threw the hat. I think that was well timed. The way he threw that hat, it looked so well timed. But shout out to people who stepped in, though, because there is a lot of racism going on in today's society, no matter where you are. But Alabama especially.
Right, and if you don't stand for something, you fall for anything.
Fall for anything. That's the worst part.
Right.
Right, you feel me? So we're gonna dive into a different topic. You know what I mean? Since we're in 2023, explain to the folks out there, like, has dating changed now in 2023? Is a lot of relationships traditional?
Right.
Do you think it's changed over time?
Man, this subject is very personal to me. Just because I've dealt with a lot of different women, and honestly, I didn't know what dating was till about last year. For me, what I used to think dating was being in a relationship, like, having a significant other, and you guys were committed to each other. To me, that was dating. Nowadays, in this day and age, 2023, dating is, okay, I don't know who I'm compatible with, I don't know who I really like, so I'm going to talk to as many guys as I want, or as many women as I want, and figure out who is compatible with me. And that's what dating has become. It's kind of become a game. Like, it's like chess. It's like you have to, like, treat people but not put your emotions into it. Like, you have to try to like them for who they are but not fall for them, like, have feelings for them, because some people, like you said, are just dating and you're just a phase in their life. They're not looking for anything long term with you, right?
It's not a real connection.
It's not a real connection. And that kind of messed me up, because me having, like, I feel like me being more of a lover than just, like, wanting to talk to different women, it's made it hard for me, because I don't really know if somebody likes me for who I am, or they're just dating me for what I could do for them. And it's become really
So it's not traditional, it's more transactional.
Right, I tell people now that love costs money. You can't be broke and fall in love, man, because it costs money.
You can if you're homeless, like two homeless people come together. It's possible, you know. Now, but I get what you're saying, though. In a sense, you do got to have some type of stuff going on with your life.
Right.
So that you guys come together and make stuff happen.
Yeah.
But I'm speaking about love, though. Like, we need to get back to just loving somebody.
People for who they are and what you see in them.
Watching them build.
Right.
Because just because someone's not where they need to be, like someone could be making $50K a year. That person may be trying to make $500,000. It takes time.
It takes
you know
time,
what I mean?
right?
But nowadays people want to. I think social media kind of messed it up.
Oh,
like you gotta
man.
have all this money now. You gotta be fly now. You gotta be way better looking now.
No.
Like, hold on, shawty. It takes time. You know what I mean? So, but if you love someone, you can be patient enough. Kind of like LeBron's wife. Like, she's being patient enough to let him grow and become the star that he became now. And look at them. They're a power couple. You ain't never heard no situations of them being in cheating, scandals, nothing. Like, that's real love. You know what I mean? They're an example of real love. So.
And she's been with him since he had nothing, right?
Since he had the afro with the headband that couldn't fit. Like, she's been with him since day one. So, and it's all love, you know what I mean? Like, actually loving him and trusting that he could be his best self, you know what I mean?
Right. Something else you said that stood out to me is social media, man. It's really changed the game.
All the way.
I mean, in a good way, but also in a very bad way. And especially dating, because you could meet a girl and she might be interested in you. She's like, okay, I see a future with him. I see potential. But then she gets on social media and it's guys in her DMs.
Right. Maybe Drake. Maybe Lil Baby.
Exactly.
Someone
or even people that might not be that high of a caliber but have more money.
When you showed me the girl you was talking to when she had a DM by Lil Baby.
Right.
That was crazy, bro.
Yeah, right, so, man. Like, honestly, Lil Baby ain't even the only one DM her. You know, I don't want us to go viral, but we can if you want. You know,
we can, bro. We can.
So, but you know, I used to mess with this chick. She was a OnlyFans model, so she did a lot of OnlyFans. So that's what comes with it, you know.
Yeah, that's what comes with it.
It's gonna be a lot of men in her DMs, but the one that surprised me the most, and it's crazy to say this because I didn't really think that it was possible for a man to cheat on this type of woman. But man, I'm telling you, bro, I looked on Instagram one day, and ASAP Rocky was DMing my girlfriend.
Wow.
While Rihanna was pregnant.
While Rihanna was pregnant?
While she was pregnant. Not only that, he actually flew her out.
Damn.
To where he was at. You know, I don't know what happened. I don't know if they did anything.
It's possible. It's definitely possible.
But I know they linked up. I know they were in the same hotel room.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
it's possible, yeah. They made a movie.
Nah,
it's possible. It's possible.
But, you know, that's what, like, it's crazy. Like, Rihanna get cheated on, it shows you that nobody's really safe, man. And the social media world has just messed up a lot of relationships.
Right, made it real worse. This is why I say it's not just about just love, but loyalty.
Loyalty, for sure.
You feel me?
I'm really big on loyalty. I was just telling this girl that I talked to now that like, I don't care how much money she spends on me. If you're not loyal to me, I don't have peace of mind, and that's the most important thing to me.
To have that peace
of mind. To have peace of mind, and that comes with loyalty, knowing that somebody has your best interest and they have your back regardless of what y'all are going through.
It's gonna hold it down for you no matter what.
Right.
So let's talk about a little about music, because I know you big on music, and I know you a fan of Drake, bro.
Right.
But I need you to tell me your 5 top artists of all time. You can add Drake, but you gotta give me your 5 top artists of all time. So it can be from way back then to now,
To be honest, my answer is really gonna be like just the recent. You know, like I said, like from 2005 and upwards, because that's when I really got big on music. But obviously Drake is number one. I've been a Drake fan for the longest. I think since like Nothing Was the Same. That's my favorite album.
Best album.
But obviously Take Care was before that. A lot of people love
another
that.
Another one.
Right. So Drake,
that one made me cry, but right.
Drake is definitely number one. Over the past years, my number 2 to 5 have changed. But I would say like I really like J. Cole. J. Cole has a lot of substance in his music. He raps about a lot of like real life stuff, and it's not about just violence and drugs and
money. It's about like real life situations, things that we all go through. And I feel like he brings me out of a dark place, you know. So I like J. Cole's music a lot.
So hold on, Drake 1, J.
Right,
Cole 2?
2, right.
Okay.
So number 3, I have to go Afro beats. Just because I really started listening to a lot of Afro beats. You know, me being African, you would assume that that's all I listened to, but I wasn't really listening to Afro beats back in the days.
Until like now?
But I have to go with Burna Boy.
Oh yeah,
I really like his music. Like it brings life to me. It makes me happy. And it's just a good vibe. You know, you can dance to it. You can vibe to it. So I like Burna Boy. I like his music a lot. Number 4.
Number 4, yeah. Yeah, like so. That's number 3. Who will be your number 4?
My number 4, I want to say, Rod Wave.
Rod Wave.
So
okay.
I've been listening to a lot of Rod Wave since his album Pray for Love. He became my favorite artist over Drake for like a short amount of time.
Yeah.
But also because I was going through a little dark moment in my life, and I felt like
and Rod Wave just came in.
Right. And I felt like his music made me feel that pain that I needed to feel in order to grow. Like, yeah, his music is kind of sad. It can be depressing, but if you are already in that state,
that type of music,
it brings you out of it.
Yeah.
It helps you realize that you can see light at the end. You know, he probably went through all those things back then, but now he's a lot richer and a lot more happy. But he doesn't want to change his music because there are a lot of people like him that are going through that right now.
That same, so they feel it.
So that's my number 4.
That's 4. Okay. Yep. All right. Who your last one? The one that you could just bump.
So I gotta shout out my homie from Dallas, Zillionaire Doe. Okay. Zillionaire Doe is my number 5.
Sound like a new artist.
New artist. Okay. Doe just started rapping about a year or 2 ago. I met Doe when he was like 18, 19 years old.
Oh, so you met him in Dallas?
Yep, I met him in Dallas.
You're now in Dallas. So
right. So he wasn't rapping when I met him, but I took a little hiatus off social media for about a year, came back, and I noticed he was rapping, so I checked out his music. And when I tell y'all, man, he is like, he raps a lot of real music. Like, you know, it's a lot of, street stuff, but he's not rapping about killing and shooting niggas and robbing people. It's more like just what he came from and how he's trying to motivate other kids to not have to go that route, and that it's more to life than just buying watches and cars and jewelry and flexing. It's more to life. It's like build your team up, come up together, hustle, stay focused, don't cross nobody, don't step on nobody's toes. And his music really makes me want to go after it and get money. Like, it motivates me. I listen to it every single day. So my boy Doe, he know how we locked in for life. So shout out to that boy Zillionaire Doe. Shout
out to you, bro. If you watching this, shout out to you, man.
For sure.
Okay, so since you named all them celebrities, I know for a fact you met some celebrities during your time. So name a celebrity that you met that you was like, yo, I'm actually around this person. Like, you were shocked, like, yo, I'm really around this person. You know what I mean?
It's 2 of them, right? The most recent one is Davido. So Davido is a Nigerian artist. He's one of the biggest ever. First I met his cousin, and after meeting his cousin, I was able to meet him. I actually partied with him, and we were in a section together and stuff. And to me, it just feels unreal because I used to sing his songs a lot. Like back in the days, we used to sing and dance to his music, and actually getting to meet him and see him, and realize like, wow, I'm in the room with stars. Wow. And I didn't feel like a fan. I felt like I belonged there.
Feel like you belong.
And it made me really feel good. So he was one of the people. The second person I would say is. Living in Houston, I've met a lot of like celebrities, but the ones that I actually got connected to and talked to, I was able to meet like Johnny Dang and like the Prince family. You know, had a few conversations with them and Kodak Black. People
Kodak
like
Black.
that, and this wasn't like like, oh, they came to meet me or like had a meeting with me. It's just having the right connections put me in the right rooms, and I was able to meet them and shake their hands and introduce myself. And now like I do business with a lot of these people. Like Iceman Nick, he's a jeweler in Houston. I do business with him. I do business with Ice Champ in Dallas. I do business with Johnny Dang. I also met Young Boy's brothers, OG3 and Baby Joe. They actually stayed in my crib a couple times.
Yeah.
So we were pretty cool, but I had to fall back just because they're not on the same page as me. I'm pursuing a whole different thing that they're trying to pursue. And I don't have any beef with anybody, so I don't want to be in the mix of that.
Oh, yeah,
so
we don't got no beef with nobody.
right. So but it was a pretty cool experience just meeting them and getting to know them.
I thought, because you met Jalen Hurts too.
Yeah.
That was going to be one of yours, but yeah.
Yeah, I met Jalen Hurts back in Oklahoma City.
Back when he was in Oklahoma.
Right, so he played football for the Oklahoma Sooners, and my cousin has a mansion in Oklahoma City, and he threw a pool party for the Oklahoma.
He was there.
Right, he threw a pool party for the Oklahoma City.
When you saw him, was he with an entourage? He was by himself.
He was with a few of his teammates, but what's crazy is he doesn't talk, man. Like
he's calm.
He's so
calm,
quiet.
He's quiet.
He's calm. He doesn't talk. He doesn't like do too much.
Yeah, he
doesn't drink. Like he's more of like just in his zone. It's like he was in that zone.
He probably was thinking about football,
right? And it was crazy to me, right? Because all his teammates were like, talking,
partying,
right? But he was just locked in. We played pool together, and I beat his ass. Dude. Right, I beat his ass in pool. Right. Damn. So Jalen Hurts, I gave you the business, bro. You can get a rematch whenever.
Shoot. Hey man, that's good. So I know you big on business. So can you name a business person that inspires you the most, like whether the most richest person in the world or they're just the most powerful businessman?
You're asking all the right questions today.
Hey, I got to, man. I'm with the businessman.
I can't not mention Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett to me is the greatest investor and business guru of all time. Just to see how he stuck to the fundamentals of investing. He didn't try to get rich quick. Like he built everything from the ground up, invested in companies before they were big companies, and he's still investing in these companies, different companies, and that's how his wealth is accumulating. So Warren Buffett is somebody I look up to. I study a lot of his books.
Is he now the richest person or close to it?
No, he's one of the top 10, I believe, richest people.
Okay. I think so. Jeff Bezos
and Elon Musk are going back and forth for that title right now.
And Bill Gates is just top 5.
Right, he's top 5.
He used to be number 1 though at one point.
Right, back in the days. Tesla had a crazy run.
Yeah.
And Elon Musk became number 1.
And Amazon is always number 1.
And before that it was Jeff Bezos with Amazon because Amazon has become like the pioneer of the world, right?
Man.
So, but yeah, Warren Buffett to me is somebody that I study a lot. I listen to him, and I mean, I definitely look up to a lot of business people, but one person that in my beginning stages of business, entrepreneurship, Warren Buffett was definitely the person that I used to study and talk about a lot.
Warren Buffett, man. So, also the guy that created Facebook too.
Right, Mark Zuckerberg.
He's also a powerful businessman. He personally inspires me too. You know what I mean? To start from scratch with the social media and to just have that one idea, because a lot of people don't understand. If you can have an idea, you can really go far. That's all it takes. A lot of these successful people, they have an idea. From the Mark Zuckerberg to the Jeff Bezos to the Bill Gates to a lot of these people who come up with a lot of these creations, all it takes is one idea.
Right, and a lot of things, are mental, man. Before you see success and achieve success in the physical, you have to see it and achieve it in your mind. And it all starts with a thought and an idea and just continuously thinking and thinking and thinking. Like most of us entrepreneurs, we spend 90% of our time in our head working. and the other 10% is the little things you see, right?
Yeah.
But that 90% that keeps you up at night, that wakes you up early in the morning, it's those things in the mind that a lot of people don't see. And you know, people look at me today and like, wow, like Dylan is able to do this and achieve this and has this and did that, but they don't realize I've been working mentally for the past 6 years nonstop, still working hard mentally every single day. Before I ever did anything in the physical, I had to see it and believe it and achieve it in my mind first.
Are you proud, bro? Are you proud that you left your hometown to make a new one in Alabama?
Yes, for sure, because coming from where I'm come from, a lot of these things that I'm doing now, it's not even a possibility. Like a third world country, you know, we don't have much technology. I mean, since I left, we probably have a lot more technology now. But back then, like, you know, I was a kid. We barely had a computer. We didn't have microwaves. We had to heat up food on the stove. We didn't have AC units. You know, a lot of the air we had was like man-made air that we had to like figure out how to make the house cooler. So like just upgrading your lifestyle, like moving to America was an upgrade, right? The only thing I can say was a downgrade is the quality of people. Like back home, a lot of people love each other. They're like team, more like working together. They want to see each other achieve stuff. Like nobody's really in competition, and nobody's like spiteful. But here in America, you know, there's racism. There are people that feel like the world revolves around them, and there's a lot of hatred, you know, and a lot of like competition, jealousy. That's the only thing that I could say was a downgrade. But definitely, like moving to the United States changed my life. It changed my family's life. I'm able to do things for my parents at a very young age now, whereas back home I'll still probably be pursuing a college degree.
Man, Dylan, bro, this episode has been great, man. I appreciate this, bro. So, I mean, if you got anything you want to tell the people, whether it's a powerful message, you know what I mean, you can tell them, man. You can also tell them your social media and all that, where to follow you. So, go ahead, let them know, man.
All right, man. If you guys want to stay connected with me, make sure you follow me on Instagram at P4 Prince Dylan. So, the letter P, the number 4, and Prince Dylan, that's Dylan. That's my Instagram. Feel free to reach out to me, and I definitely want to leave a message to the people. I want to let you guys know that, like, you have to believe in yourself. A lot of people won't believe in you. A lot of people are going to try to use you. A lot of people are going to try to, like, you know, take your kindness for weakness. If you have a big heart, they're going to, you know, take advantage of it. And a lot of times those things are going to drive you crazy. They're going to push you to the edge. But you have to realize that you're destined for greatness. Like, a lot of people are not like you. They're not. This world is it's really selfish and evil. And for you to be an outcast like that and, you know, have a big heart is because you're special. And don't let the world change you. However, you have to protect your peace. Like, things that are not good for you, if somebody shows you that they're not good for you the first time, take it, man. And don't be a fool. Don't be naive, right? There's a thin line between being naive and being stupid. And a lot of times I was stupid back in the days because I felt like I had a big heart, and I had to realize that it starts with me. I have to be able to, like, walk away from situations or say no. If not, people are going to keep taking advantage of you.
Right.
And for all the people out there still working, you know, trying to get to the top, you got to realize success doesn't happen overnight. Rome wasn't built overnight. You know, your foundation has to be strong, and it might take some time, some years to build that. But once you have a solid foundation, the life and the world is yours. Life is yours. The world is yours. Man, there are a lot of things out here in this world that, you know, will make you reach your goals. You have to stop paying attention to everything you see on social media. Like, it can be a blessing, but it's also a distraction. Use that time that you spend on social media to learn a skill or two, apply yourself. You might even have to go ghost for a little bit, but do what you have to do so you can put yourself in a better position to win. Because if not, you're going to be living life in regret. And I used to be that person. I used to live life in regret, like, damn, when I had this, I should have done this. When I didn't, why didn't I do that? And it really hurts later because you can't go back, right?
Can't go back.
But you can learn from it and
move forward.
Move forward. And that's my lesson to you guys, that mistakes are meant to be learned from and not repeated. So learn from your mistakes and always be kind and always be good to people, man. And everything you put into the universe is going to come back to you 10 times.
Man, you couldn't have said it any better, bro. Let me tell you something, man. It's real talk. I have my boy here, CEO Dylan. Okay, let this not be your last time coming here, bro.
Oh
Definitely
yeah, for sure.
Again,
we'll be back. You know, every time.
We may have more people.
Yeah, for sure. And I'll definitely love to be back, man. This was like an opportunity I've been waiting on. I haven't done an interview in like some years, man. And honestly, I've had people reach out to me, but it didn't make sense to me. You know, it didn't make sense to want to go talk to somebody I don't know that cannot relate to me, really doesn't know what I've been through. But when you reached out to me, like a friend of mine that I respect like a brother and I love like a brother, reached out to me and gave me this opportunity, it was a no-brainer. You know, I was on the first flight to Miami, excited about this, and I'll definitely be back, and I appreciate you having me as well.
No doubt, man. Listen, y'all.
It's real talk, man.
Real talk. Like, comment, subscribe, man. We out.
We out, baby.